Welcome into the Worcester Ice Center for the final home games of the 2018-2019 season for the Worcester Blades. Today they welcome the Canadiennes de Montreal, and Montreal is a short-handed staff. 7 of their best players are not at this game tonight, and they will not be at this game tomorrow. You can thank Team USA and Team Canada for that. I'm Max Walpup, joined alongside by Jeremy Johnson, Double J. Montreal's missing most of their offense tonight. And both of their goaltenders, by the way.
Could this be a slight advantage for the Blades, we're hoping?
Oh, we are definitely hoping so. The Blades coming into today's game, owners of the longest losing streak in professional hockey at 35 games. 20 minutes on the clock, first period is underway. Let's have a little fun here in Worcester. Sethopoulos won the faceoff for Worcester. She'll poke it up ahead for Megan Greaves. As you see here on Worcester Blades YouTube, we thank you for joining us tonight from the Fidelity Bank Worcester Ice Center. We are in the opposite rink from where we usually set up. As Montreal breaks in quickly, Amard, and back in front, Dom. And on the first shot of the game, Montreal has the first goal. Well, so much for hope. That was fast.
That hurt.
Yeah.
That was a stinger, shall we say.
There was hope in the building that this might be the Blades' first win since January 6th against Toronto 2018. And, well, less than about 21 seconds in, that hope has evaporated. Kickham has it. Montreal has an early 1-0 lead. This one banks off the lineswoman right at the blue line ahead of the Montreal bench. And they start yet another attack. Lafleur drops it in front, and Dom never got a hold of that one. It never got through to her. First minute going by here quickly here at Fidelity Bank. Worcester Ice Center right in front. Montreal nearly made it 2-0 on their third shot. Tipped on, and Dom watches it sail over her head. A minute gone by, a 1-0 lead for the visitors from Quebec. Deschênes. Marie-Soleil Deschênes is a net for Montreal. In her 3 career starts, she has only played against the Worcester-Boston franchise, and she has shutouts in all 3 of those starts. She has yet to see any action here, as it's all been by the neighborhood of Lauren Dom. Anderson, right up ahead, misses the stick of Rebecca Fleming. Kayla Tutino, and she's taken out of the play. Courtney Turner, the first shot on net, follows her own rebound, and it's poked wide. Turner, all the way to the blue line, broken up there by Martin. Martin up ahead for Tutino. Tutino, a one-time Boston University captain, slides it across, couldn't reconnect with Martin. Sperling, as we dip under about 2 minutes gone by in the first, and Sperling taken down, no arms raised. We keep playing. Melanie DeRoche's got it. Leave it off for Lafleur, back for Tutino, one-time BU line mates and teammates. Tipped on net, and Dom having to make an interesting stretch save to keep this one at 1-0 for the visitors. Greaves, hot in pursuit of the puck, chases down Rougeau. They tie up, and now it's a tussle. Crossman joins the fray. Gets out ahead, Williams. Now for Miller, she's got a bomb from the point, right, blocked aside. Lafleur, unable to get it out cleanly, and it'll settle for her once again at the wall. Number 47 tonight for Montreal is Emmanuel Blais, the 9th-year veteran out of La Salle, Quebec, called out of retirement for this game. The same with Kayla Tutino. Both of them were announced as retired at the start of the season, as it's flipped into the Blades bench by Katya Clement-Hadra. But considering Montreal, this is just the list of their scratches tonight. Erin Ambrose, Anne-Sophie Bataille, Marie-Philippe Poulin, Jill Saunier, Genevieve Lacasse, Emerence Mashmeyer, and Hillary Knight. That is 160 points of combined offense, and then the 2 goaltenders who have played the most minutes. Extensive absence list as a result of the USA-Canada rivalry series, which will finish up tomorrow in Detroit. Series tied at 1 apiece in that regard. A 1-0 lead here for Montreal. Goldberg. Goldberg can't get a hold of this one. Goldberg, one of 2 blades with multi-goal games in home matchups this season. Anderson, the other one, and she comes up ahead one-on-one on Taylor Willard. And Willard, and this will be a penalty on Montreal. Blades will go 1 to the good here. Good crashing from Anderson, kept her feet moving, able to draw a penalty, but Montreal's penalty kill, I really wish I was kidding when I said this number, 70 for 75 successful kills. They're good.
Blades are going to have to get traffic and pressure here in front of the goal to get one by.
Williams, blue line, she waits for something to develop. To Stathopoulos in front. Now Miller a bomb. That one banked off Rougeau. Deschênes yet to be tested on this woman advantage. The 5'3" goaltender from Ile-Bizard, Quebec. As the University of Vermont Catamount will take a seat for Montreal. Williams, as a defender, trips and falls. Leave it from Miller. Flip it ahead for Greaves. Greaves and Allard collide, and now they both go down in a heap. Durocher can't get it out. Now Allard playing keep away from Stathopoulos. Durocher hits off of a blade, and it'll stay in for a few seconds. 56 seconds gone by in the penalty, as the Blades trying to use the benches on the far side of their ice to execute a change. They are able to get the second power play unit out there. Montreal still has control of the puck, and it's held in by Megan Greaves. They keep the play onside here. Greaves will cut to the middle. Looking for something, has 3 delays on her. Look for Caitlin Sperling down low, not a clean tip. Greaves heading off to complete the change. Atkinson out ahead of Kickham. Now Turner, Courtney that is, all the way across Atkinson. Wind and fire, wide. Fleming and Turner will chase it down. The final 30 seconds is held in by Kickham. Sustained zone time here for the Blades. Not a whole lot speaking as far as the shot department though. Atkinson and the aggressive penalty kill finally works. And here goes Emard. Final 14 seconds. Montreal finally able to get their penalty killers off. Dom having to make a save. 14:30 to go in the first period, and the 71st successful penalty kill for Montreal is complete.
71 for 76, right, Max?
Yes. I'm not that good at math, but that's a very high percentage of the time.
Is that a lethal penalty kill?
Oh, it's lethal, and this is a shorthanded Montreal team too. Anderson flying up the wing. Bodied off by Rougeau. Leave it for leave it for Goldberg, 22. Now Williams at the line, waits and throws one.
CWHL All-Star, Lauren Williams.
This is true. And Goldberg right in front, right off the skirt of the cage. Anderson can't slot it back for Goldberg in the middle. Miller shot on and tipped just wide. Catherine Daou up for Tracy Ann Levine, and she is unable to get out the first time. Gets a little help from Jelinas. A 1-0 lead for Montreal on their first shot of the game, beating Lauren Dom. And Crossman takes a spill, no call coming. Greaves back in support. Pass across broken up. Harris, the penalty minutes leader for Worcester. Here's Tutino, she can't settle, bombs away. Brought out of the air by Dom, she covers the loose puck.
Nice save, Lauren Dom there, Max.
Yeah, great save too, to head down and realize it was going high. She brought the glove up, tipped it, and it went down in her crease, pounced on top of it before any Montreal player could clean it up.
Definitely not used to this angle, used to the other rink, so.
You're right, I am. We also don't have as long an extension cord as we usually do to get closer to the center of the ice, but we're working with what we got here at Worcester Ice Center. Pass out in front, broken up by Greaves, all the way to the back line, wide of Dom. Deschênes as Montreal cedes the line. Greaves, hot after it. Greaves blows right by Durocher.
Just overskated it too.
Now Lafleur, one-time program leader in points for Boston University before she was supplanted by Victoria Bach of the Markham Thunder. Greaves pounds it in. Deschênes, and she'll just tee it up for Allard. Marie-Joëlle Allard out of Victoriaville, Quebec. With a little bit of help from Taylor Willard from Bolingbrook, Illinois. Montreal manages to escape their end of the ice, and somehow they're onside on this play. Anyway, it's broken up by the Blades. No harm, no foul. Caitlin Sperling will poke this one ahead. Defense changing behind the play for head coach Paul Kennedy and the 0-24 Worcester Blades. Clement Hadra threw a couple skates up ahead for Daou. Daou now finds Williams. Williams will flip it all the way around. Anderson gets to it, but it's stopped by Daou. 11:42 to go in a 1-0 contest. Montreal on top as it's lifted out to Rougeau. Catherine Daou waits. Bank pass for Clement Hadra. And her first attempt is blocked. Her second attempt gets deep. Williams finds Miller, who finds Williams again. Miller playing defense here, coming in with a shot, and it goes wide. 11:13 to go. Montreal looking to add to their 1-0 lead. Levine never really got a clean look at that one. Dom pokes this one out of harm's way. Courtney Turner will send it off the glass into the red line. Martin up ahead and over the head of Dom. It goes high of the net. Blades still unable to get any sort of breakout going. Levine waits and waited a little too long. Morgan Turner broke up the pass.
The Turner trifecta, if you will.
Morgan on the ice now. Courtney went off for a change a couple seconds ago. 10:34 to go in the first period. Sarah Lafleur resets, finds Tutino. Blay across, kick save for Dom. The rebound is controlled by Megan Sperling until it is taken away. Montreal resets their attack. Tutino, one-time Blade in her own right, sends a shot through, and it got through to the crease area, but not really a shot on goal. Halfway through the first, the Blades lift it the length of the pond, and it will be weak enough that it's not icing. DeRoche cutting across and pass a little bit behind Levine, manages to get it from Melody Daou. Daou crashing in, makes a few defenders look silly, and a little bit of running room for her. Bank pass for Atkinson. Greaves out of her reach. Willard once more, and it's poked in. The Canadiennes are onside. Could not reconnect with Daou. Clement Hadra shot. Blocker save for Lauren Dom. Out in front, Dom diving across, take away the bottom half of the net. And Levine unable to get a clean shot away. Dom regathers her footing. And with 9 minutes to go, the Blades finally get it out of the zone. Crossman will give chase. Crossman, a little bit of daylight here, cutting in the middle of the ice. And not in good hoots with Greaves on the bid to shock Le Canadien. We apologize for the technical difficulties with the camera. We're going to try to get this back in working order. I'm not 100% sure what happened here. It is still a 1-0 game, 8:35 to go. We hope you can at least hear us here on Worcester Blades YouTube. And also, Jeremy Johnson is running, what is it, Periscope?
Facebook Live.
Oh, Facebook Live. Sorry, I'm so used to Periscope.
While we figure out the technical difficulties with the camera, we'll Facebook Live for now.
8:17 to go in the first period. I'll wait for a stoppage to try to sort this one out. For some reason, the camera went offline, and I really couldn't tell you why. Alexis Miller in her own end. Alexis Miller spins it off the boards. The Blades getting in. Let me see if I unplug it and replug it back in, if that works. Under 8 minutes to go now. A 1-0 contest in favor of the visitors. Okay, I think we're back on. Okay, good. The camera works. Amazing. I really wish I could tell you as Montreal ices the puck. I wish I could tell you what went wrong there. I don't know.
Max, we have a question on Facebook Live.
Yeah,
have the Blades won a game yet this season?
No, they have not. And let me answer that again. They have not won a game since January 6, 2018, when they defeated the Toronto Furies 4-2.
Longest drought in...
Longest losing streak in professional hockey. The longest in the NHL is 17 games. It's been done twice by the Sharks in the 90s and by the Capitals in the 70s.
The expansion Capitals, right, Max?
Yes, the expansion Capitals, which set a record for how bad an expansion team can be. Anyway, I know too much. I grew up in D.C. I'm used to that history. We have one Stanley Cup, and I'm very happy about that. I got to see the parade.
Let's hope the Blades can pull out at least one win before the season's out, Max.
7 minutes and 23 seconds separate us from the end of the first period. Thank you for joining us on Worcester Blades YouTube. Atkinson defended that shot well enough that it never got through to Dom. Greaves waiting for something to develop through the middle of the ice and behind Stathopoulos. Now Kickham. Longest tenured Blade as far as games played.
Quite the accomplishment.
This is true. Kickham, this is her 95th game played, which she has an interesting statistical anomaly I'll tell you about the next stoppage of play, and it concerns what happened last weekend in Calgary. Pass across and through, backhand shot. Dom has the save. 6:37 to go. So regarding last weekend in Calgary, the Blades had issues getting into Calgary, and again, air travel is complicated. So what happened was they played one game instead of the two that were scheduled, and that one game counted technically for 2 games. However, all the players that played in that game and in that weekend, they only get credit for 1 game played. They don't get credit for 2. So, yeah, it's a bit amusing, really. Tutino up ahead for LaFour. And Williams able to keep away Blais from making that shot. All the way from the back of Lard, way wide. Sperling manages to get it out. Montreal tags up. They're back on side as they come in out of the reach of Blais. Miller spins, harassed by Blais. Fleming waiting for a pass, manages to get a dump in. Duchesne, an easy workload here for her in the first period of action. Way up ahead now, Levine, drop pass to Rocher, and broken up here. Anderson manages to rush it to the blue line no further, but they rule that it went out offside. I think Worcester will take that.
Yes, I agree with that. I do agree, Max.
I appreciate you moving the microphone away to cough, but you need to move it back so we can hear
Good
you.
point.
It's okay, it's okay. Rougeau shot on, glove save, Lauren Dom. Puck came a little dangerously close to her mask area. 5:31 now separates us from the end of the first period. A 1-0 lead for the visitors from Montreal.
They did fix the scoreboard, Max.
Yeah, it said home 1, guest nothing for a while, but they have fixed it to reflect the facts of today's contest. Blades have yet to hold a lead in a contest at home this season. .5:10 to play now. Montreal breaking up the Blades' attack. Poke check by Dom. Anderson can't get it out. 5 minutes. Morgan Turner spinning with speed. Now finds Greaves. Greaves will flip it in. Blades getting a change out behind the play. Duchesne watches her defense work, and just as quickly as they were in, Montreal is out. And just as quickly as they came out, Worcester has the puck again. Now Kickham. Flick in and met a stick at the line. Crossman coming in hard. Big check to wipe out the play. Bro, now Crossman. Has Stathopoulos, looks for Greaves. Pass broken up. Martin right along the wall, had to finagle that puck out of the skates of the referee as we hit 4:19 to go in the first. They keep the puck moving, so we play on. Held in right by Kickham. That pass gets to Greaves, didn't handle it cleanly. Under Kickham's blade, and giving chase will be Atkinson. Carrie Atkinson, the Texas native, slides a pass all the way up, and it manages to get in. Greaves, some speed. Greaves, a little daylight. Puck played by a high stick.
This just seems to be the way it's gone for the Blades this year, right, Max?
It's a Murphy's Law kind of year. What can go wrong will go wrong.
3:55 to go here in the first period.
Our first goal came 21 seconds into the contest.
On Montreal's first shot.
This is very true. Willard, familiar with the Massachusetts area, having played in Hockey East, gets for Melody Daou. Clement Hadra. Across again, now 3:30 to go. Courtney Turner gets across the blue line, finds Rebecca Fleming. Fleming, and never got around Willard. The back line, Williams, Miller settles, Miller fires, tip on net, goal! Tip in front from Caitlin Sperling, and it's a tie game.
What a rip there, huh, Max?
Great screen in front, Miller with the rip, and right place, right time for that stick to be on the ice.
We said it before, get traffic in front and let one rip. Usually good things happen.
So Worcester on the board, looking for more. Catherine Daou spins. Up ahead once again. Montreal trying to regain the advantage they just lost. Catherine Daou at the blue line will hold, and Dom plucks this one out of the air. I don't know if that's Miller's goal. I have a feeling Sperling caught a tip on that one.
They did announce Sperling with the goal, Alexis Miller
sorry.
with the assist.
I heard the second name and thought that was the first name. That's how little I pay attention. I'm too cheap, like Mr. Krabs. And there's our first SpongeBob reference of the night. I'm having fun today. Under 3 to go in the first period of action. A 1-1 game as Daou has to vacate the zone. Montreal offside, they tag back up. 2:45 to play, and never reconnecting with Melody Daou was Katya Clement Hadra. Some help from Emard. Montreal must exit again. Daou held up, but manages to stay onside with her teammates. Rougeau crashing in, Emard, and Dom never squeezed the pads. Emard with the goal. Just as soon as the Blades had tied it up, it's back to a 1-goal lead for Montreal. Great passing play.
If the Blades can get out of this period down 2-1, I think they'll take that.
Considering most of the offense has been at the goal to our right up here, yeah.
The pattern of this year's games, it's usually an onslaught of goals after they're down by 1.
DeRoche after the face-off win from Montreal. Middle of the ice, Lafort bump set, got intercepted. Greaves hot-footing after it. Sophie Bro will be there first. Tutino waits. Broken up by Kickham at the blue line. Now Blay waits, finds Tutino, a blast, poked on, ricochet rabbit, that one goes in too. Tutino had the initial shot, it hit a skate, and then it hit another skate, and it went way by Dom. That is not Lauren Dom's fault. I wish I could explain the geometry of how that worked, but I cannot. Under 2 now, as Lafort and Courtney Turner, well, looks like Turner will be the one sent out for it. Miller, along the wall past her one-time teammate. Tutino, up ahead for Lafort. Lafort can't get around Miller. So they'll rule it went off DeRoche last. I'll choose to trust the officials on this one. Tutino, now a shot of her own, shot saved by Dom on this exchange. 90 seconds separate us from the end of the period. Pass never connected with Courtney Turner. She flips in. They are onside on this exchange. Down right below us, O'Shea and Blay and Turner have some saber rattling. Blocker side save. 65 seconds to go in the period. Sperling, who has the goal for Worcester. O'Shea. Sperling manages to force the pass. Final 50 seconds of action in the first period. O'Shea. As they keep the cycle game going for Montreal. Now Taylor Willard, center point, waits and fires. Tip is tipped wide. Goldberg can't swim around her defense. Now Willard. Now Anderson and Clement Hadra nearly have a car wreck. Final 20 seconds. Willard knifing through with the shot, and she'll head off for a change. Miller for Williams. As Anderson pokes it, Rougeau touches up, and that'll be icing with 3 seconds left. A 3-1 lead for the visitors. They opened the scoring. It was tied up by a well-tipped shot from Caitlin Sperling, and then 2 quick ones in succession for Montreal have them ahead 3-1. However, for what it's worth, that Caitlin Sperling goal is the first goal Worcester scored with Marie Soleil Deschênes in net for Montreal. That'll do it for one period of action. A 3-1 lead for Montreal. What had a promising ending, it looked like, at 3 minutes to go, turns into another downer at 3-1.
I caught up with Taryn Harris before the game, and she said what we've said all along: the Blades need to get pressure in front of the net, get a screen, and their passing's been a little sloppy lately, so they got to crispen that passing up and hopefully find the back of the net for a couple.
Well, we thank you for joining us in Worcester Blades YouTube. Again, apologies about the technical difficulties. We were able to fix the camera, so yay. We didn't miss a goal, so that's good. We'll be back for the second period of action. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Second period of action getting set to come underway. A 3-1 lead for Montreal, the second team in the CWHL standings with 37 points, 18 wins, 5 losses, and 1 shootout loss for the visitors. For the Worcester Blades, another season in last. This one more historical than the others. 0 wins so far in 24 games. What's super strange about the 24 games, though, they've technically only played 23. But because of the travel difficulties in Calgary this past weekend, they had 1 game count as 2 games. So for the sake of statistics, they've played 24. But if you look at the player stats, they've only played 23. Ask me how that makes sense. I wish I could explain it to you, but I can't. That said, I'm Max Ballpuff. Jeremy Johnson is beside me. Double J, you were mentioning to me in the intermission, screens, traffic in front, getting rid of the eyes of the goaltender, as it looks like we're going to have a goaltending change for the Blades to start off.
Looks like Mariah Fujimagari is going to be coming in in relief of Lauren Dom here to start the second period.
Yeah, Dom started the first, gave up the 3 goals. Fujimagari has played the majority of the minutes for the Blades this season. A 6.8 goals against average and an .867 save percentage. Played her first professional season in Slovakia before coming back to North American ice.
You know, Max, I said it before, you know, screen in front of the net, you can't stop a puck you can't see.
I mean, you can, you just have to get lucky.
True.
We're back underway. Let's have a little more fun here in Worcester. Montreal tags up. They're back in with Daou. Daou winds, fakes, and Miller was ready for the shot block in case it came. Just getting started, second period of action. Montreal enters this frame with a 3-1 lead. Miller up ahead into the feet of Demi Crossman. Stathopoulos lunges for it just to get it in. Greaves waits, keeping it along the blue line, kick him, and a shot on block to the side boards. Morgan Turner blast in front. Anderson tried to swipe that one home and no go. Looking to cut into this Montreal advantage. Rougeau. Red line and broken up by Carrie Atkinson. She overskates it, loses it in her equipment. Now Chelsea Goldberg. A minute gone by here in the second period. We thank you for joining us on Worcester Blades YouTube. Kick him right at the blue line. Anderson wide open, she's got it. Now the defense converges on her. She sends a shot wide of the gloved hand of Marie-Soleil Deschênes. Deschênes has given up her first goal in her 4 CWHL games played, this being her 4th. All of them have been against this franchise. Tip on net by Anderson. Not a strong shot from Harris and an easy cover for Deschênes. The shutouts for Deschênes in those 3 games, 15 saves last season, and a 27 save and a 9 save shutout this season in 2018-19. She, however, has only played the second game of back-to-back series, as shot right off the face-off goes wide. This is her first time facing the Worcester or Boston franchise in the first game of the weekend series. Clement Hadra. Now Tutino never got that pass back through. Sperling and Turner team up to take it away. Clement Hadra knocks off Turner's path. High pass ahead of Rebecca Fleming. Now Allard has it, 2 minutes gone by in the second frame. Period of the short change. Not used to saying that for the second period, but here in the alignment of this rink, it is short change for the second period. Blais, in her 9th professional season in the CWHL, unable to get a shot on. She had played 8, was announced as retired by Montreal, has been called up just for this series, with 7 players for Montreal out of action due to the USA-Canada rivalry series, finishing up tomorrow night in Detroit. Williams looking for the long pass for Greaves, never got out of there. Williams eventually gets it to Greaves in the second try. Hard collision, and Greaves takes the better end of it. Jelinas never got that pass through. Broken up by Greaves. Bro, the woman Greaves trucked over at center ice a few seconds ago. Now Levine can't get the shot away. Bro still working over with Greaves. Jelinas and Levine never got that shot through. Greaves out ahead with it. Kicks off of Crossman and back into the zone it goes. Montreal will reset. No score here in the second. All the scoring coming back in the first. Blades touch up, they're back on side. Jelinas dumps in. Fujimagari with the stop and Shillop to cover it. Montreal was changing, and now they have a chance to get the right personnel out there for an offensive zone faceoff. Montreal this season, the best goal differential in the league, entering with a plus 66. They have now a plus 68 on the season. They have held opponents under 20 shots 7 times this season. Clement Hadra. Pass through is broken up, and Montreal must tag up and reset. 16 minutes, 14 seconds to go. Emard, and out of the reach of Daou, unable to get a clean entry. Ringer on the boards. Anderson will be the first one to it. Nicole Anderson, and held right in at the line. Montreal keeps it in. Emard looking to cut to the middle. Can't find a lane. Now Anderson up with Goldberg. They gain the red line, throw it right in on Deschênes, and bounce to the back wall. 15:46 to go. Caitlin Sperling jumped out ahead of the pass to Daou. Works out eventually in Worcester's favor. Sperling swims around one defender, gets to the loose puck. Rougeau staples her out in front. Harris looking for a shot on goal, and it's blocked. Fleming behind the net looking for options. Puck swung at. Now Harris knuckles this one wide. 15:19 to go in the second period. Blades trying to keep an aggressive forecheck out of the reach of Courtney Turner's boot. This will be icing, and nobody on Montreal objects to the decision. "15 minutes and 9 seconds to go in a 3-1 game. All the scoring coming back in the previous period. Stathopoulos right into the body of Crossman. Miller steps up, and it works out for Montreal on the flip back. Williams swooping around. Now out of the reach of Stathopoulos. Miller and fellow Boston University alum throughout the league, sharing their congratulations for the women's Beanpot champion Boston University this past Tuesday. Lamar shot from the back, tipped wide. BU winning for the first time in 38 years. 1981 was their last victory when they were a club team. This is their first win in the varsity era. Miller. A number of alumni from the Terriers were at that contest, including in the semifinal as well. Crossman with Greaves. Greaves across Crossman. Twister pass worked out for Clement Hadra. 14 minutes to go, second period of action. Erin Kickham will give chase. She hammers this one but misses, and Tutino cuts out in front for Blais. No shot there. Tutino whiffs on it. Blais, as you hear the traveling Montreal fans, this is feeling like a home game for Montreal in more ways than one. Blais can't get this one shot through. $13:30 to go, as I'm steadily getting more and more annoyed. Thank goodness. Listen, man, I'll take loud fans over quiet fans any day of the week, as long as they're for the team that I am employed by. 13:10 to go, second period. LaFour looking for her option. In front, broken up by Atkinson. Now Anderson smashes this one, never got very far. Fluttering puck for Deschênes, cutting it all the way across for Sarah LaFour, Never got a shot through. Deschen spins. Her shot is blocked. And now up ahead, Caitlin Sperling. Sperling, the lone goal scorer for Worcester today. Sperling cuts and drives. And a shot saved by Deschen once more. All the way down, and they rule Worcester got the last touch on it, so no icing here. Pooja McGarry tees it up for Caitlin Sperling. Team's making good use of the short change here in the second period. Courtney Turner. Now Sperling boards and out. Rebecca Fleming will give chase, trying to cut the icing, and she is unable to win the race. 12 minutes and 11 seconds to go. All the scoring coming back in the first period. Caitlin Sperling, the lone tally in the first for Worcester, her first of the season. Eventually dug out of there by Montreal off the faceoff. Hard collision along the boards. Clement Hadra took the worst of it from Harris. Now Sperling, right to the blue line, no further. Held in by Montreal on the stick of Marie-Joëlle Allard. Courtney Turner's got it. The #1 overall pick 2 summers ago. And this one not strong enough for icing. Blades get a change. Banks off the shin pad of Stathopoulos. Greaves hard charging after it. And a good flick maneuver from Taylor Willard. Clement Hadra ruled onside here as we keep going. Greaves now with Montreal changing behind the play, trying to use her speed to burn the defense. Crossman going after the loose puck. Now 11-11 to go in the second period. Williams going after it with Levine. Now Jalinas surveys, cuts below the goal line. Backhand pass cut off by Crossman. Greaves looking for the stretch, unable to get through. Banks all the way back to the Montreal side of the table. Quickly up for Martin. Lauren Williams, Worcester's lone all-star representative, the #1 overall pick last summer. Levine cuts this one in, and she'll dutifully head for a change. 10 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the second period of action. Thank you for joining us on Worcester Blades YouTube. I'm Max Walpuff, joined along by Double J Jeremy Johnson, as Alexis Miller and the Worcester Blades will take that icing call.
Yes, they will.
It had been a long period of play without a stop. And here, Montreal unable to change their personnel. Morgan Turner will lean in on the face-off for Worcester. And Anderson gave it a little bit of space off the line, tried to cut in on it, and that did not work out. Deschen up ahead, looking back for Deschen, never got back to her from the pass from Genevieve Bannon. All the way down, and this one, no icing. And Montreal's bench staff is not happy about this one, but penalties are not subject to popular approval. Anderson. Red line to blue line, a shot on wide. Chasing it down, Turner. Kickham all the way through, right onto a stick, and back the other way goes Montreal. Lafleur, cut off by Kickham on the return to Bannon. Lafleur pokes it past a one-time opponent. Kickham played her college years at Boston College. Blades managed to get the puck out of the zone, tag up again by Clement Hadra. Lafleur played at Boston University. Tutino right out in front all alone, cuts around and scores. Kayla Tutino, and it's 4-1. So much for retirement. You can go on Montreal's website and look it up if you want. She was announced as retired before the season started.
It's a little strange.
I wish I was kidding about that, but the press release is still there if you really are so inclined to look for it. I know I did. I call that investigative work. It's 4-1 anyway on the goal from the Boston University graduate. Megan Sperling, hitting hard to the boards. Melanie Daou off the skirt of the goal, gets her own rebound right out in front. And a save for Fuji Magari, right on the doorstep for Clement Hadra, the fourth-year veteran out of McGill, a second-round pick by La Canadienne, and a Clarkson Cup champion in 2017. LaFour wins another face-off, under 9 to play in the second period. LaFour unintentionally vacates the zone on her own accord. Montreal somehow is onside on this play. Now they have to re-tag up to get back in, and they're finally an undisputed onside. Right to the red line and no further. LaFour under her blade. Megan Sperling. Bang off the boards and out Rebecca Fleming. Backhands it in, and Montreal calls for and gets an icing. 8 minutes and 17 seconds separate us from the second intermission. Tutino has the lone strike of the period. That is her first point of the season. Emmanuel Blais now is the only offensive player on this team that does not have a point. Still a lot of hockey left to be played. Rougeau down low for Jolinas. Jolinas to the front, and there were 2 sticks in the way on that one, and neither of them got that one through Fuji Magari. 8 minutes to go, second period of action, a 4-1 lead for the visitors. Courtney Turner. Around the kick plate of the boards, Rebecca Fleming manages to get it out. Tracy Ann Levine poked away from her, and Rebecca Fleming with a clean flip in, and Worcester finally able to change. Stacked up at the blue line, Crossman finds Miller. Banks off of a Montreal skate as she was looking for Megan Greaves, cherry picking at the offensive blue line. Poked in by Martin. Now Fuji Magari, backhand for Crossman. 7:20 to go, second period. Crossman keeping it within her reach for Miller. Greaves right at the blue line will let Miller cut in. Greaves a shot on, wide of Duchesne. Williams aggressive on the poke check. Right at the red line, Montreal breaks in with it. Crossman is back, she kneels down to break up the pass. Allard under her blade. Tutino, the most recent goal scorer. Now Crossman. Sethopoulos unable to get through it. Now Blais. Now Tutino. For Clement Hadra, she scores. A 5-1 lead for Montreal.
Offensive onslaught.
That was their 41st second period goal. And for Worcester this season, that was their 52nd second period goal given up. Now Atkinson. Now Anderson will give chase. Cut off by DeRoche. Daou, and the puck never went fully over the line, so technically they are onside on this play. That one ruled to have gotten out of the zone as Daou touches up. Offside. Six minutes and 15 seconds separate us from the final break of action. Tutino at the red line now, Anderson. Now Kickham and Clement Hadra. 2-on-1 here short with Blais. Pass across. Good defense by Turner to break it up. Who's got the loose puck? Carey Atkinson. Atkinson will lead the charge. Hard shot in over the head of the 5'3" goaltender Deschênes in net. Fleming off the backhand of Turner, can't split the defense. Fleming for Harris. Up ahead, Fleming once more, and off her backhand, it's ricocheted for Montreal to break back out with it. Lafleur, hard to the boards with Harris. Fresh off the bench, Durocher. Now Willard. Durocher and Lafleur play catch. 5:16 to go. Allard waits and fires. Vuja-McGarry finds it through traffic and covers. Five minutes and 9 seconds to go in the second period. And yet another offensive zone faceoff for Montreal. They have added to a 3-1 advantage with 2 here in the frame. Worcester has scored a grand total of 2 goals against Montreal in their season series. This is the only team that Worcester will play 3 times through weekends. Every other team they've played just in 2 series. Montreal, for some reason, is the only team they play a 3rd time. Levine. Can't get around Williams, opts to pass for Martin, hops over her stick, and Harris. Greaves for Williams. The defenseman leads the charge right at the blue line of shots, and Deschênes with an easy cover. Under 5 to play, and a 5-1 lead. Stathopoulos for Crossman. Now Miller. Miller's shot never got through. Daou, a little bit of help from Emard. Clement Hadra wind and fire, and Vuja-McGarry another save. The Blades this season, prior to tonight's contest, 985 saves between the 4 goaltenders they've played. And I can pretty much assure you, even with my meager counting ability up here as I'm focused on other things, Montreal has definitely surpassed the total to give the Blades 1,000 saves as a team this season.
Quite the stat, Max.
It is. It's quite amazing to see just how, and Greaves is tripped up right before offside is called, so no penalty coming up on Montreal. It's still quite amazing to remind myself every now and again with a number like that of just how outmatched the Blades offense is with Canadian and American Olympic caliber talent stacked on every other roster through the league. Like every other team in the league is feeling the effects of the USA-Canada series, and the Blades are the only team untouched. Deschênes unable to cut through. Goldberg. Out ahead, Anderson can't spring the breakaway. Vuja-McGarry barking orders to Atkinson. Now kick him. Turner at the wall and nearly gives it away. Help from Anderson to get out. Cole Anderson waits, backhand, and it's poked from her by Rougeau. Some help from Kickham at the blue line. For Atkinson around the perimeter, and Deschênes with another save. It still amazes me that every other team in this league has at least one player with Olympic experience of some sort. Worcester is the only team that does not have that.
Got the short end of the stick, would you say?
You know what? I would say that. 3 minutes to go. Second period, a 5-1 lead.
It's going to be icing.
And it finally is called as such.
Seems like Megan Greaves always takes the brunt of the hits. Would you agree?
Greaves plays a hard and fast game, and speed is one of her best assets as a player. third-year veteran out of Cary, North Carolina, Boston College product. She's very good, very fast, and loves to be sprung on those breakaways. She's had a couple chances throughout the season and has hit iron on all of them. Greaves just 2 goals to speak of this season. Hard fall behind the play. Courtney Turner able to pick herself up, and she's able to keep going. Emmanuel Blais. Back drop for Tutino. Sperling off the boards and cannot get it out. 2 minutes and 21 seconds to go. Now Courtney Turner. Sperling finds Turner once more. Turner harassed by Tutino. Now changing with Willard. Pass never got through. Crossman manages to keep it in. Blais manages to get it out. Levine. Levine a shot on. Kick save for Fujimagari. It somehow got through the block of Williams. Martin. Right along. Now Martin at the below the goal line. Emerges. 1:45 to go. Pop up and into the netting, out of play. Now folks, if you're not familiar with the CWHL draft rules, as that is coming up this summer, you can read about this on the league website as well, but the players who are eligible for the draft are graduating college seniors in either the Canadian Inter-University Sports System or in the NCAA. Also eligible are players in Europe. Minute 30 to go, and a 5-1 lead. Heading in now, Fujimagari. Sorry, had to cut the mic of Jeremy here as he's in the middle of conversation with one of the staff. Now Bro. Bro right at the blue line. Now Imard right alongside, and a big save, Fujimagari. Cutting off Daou on that one. Welcome back, JJ.
Thank you, Max.
45 seconds to go now. Melody Daou spins around Sethopoulos, looking for the pass, and Bro out of her reach.
Would that have been Fujimagari's best save of the season?
That was, if that wasn't the best, it was definitely a top one. Greaves has a little bit of running room here with 30 seconds to go. Can't cut to the middle though. 22 seconds to go as the visiting fans are getting steadily more vocal and annoying.
Do we have a muzzle for them, Max?
No, I'm not gonna stop somebody from being a fan. I'm just annoyed by it. It's a personal thing. They cheer for a different team than the one I'm employed by. It's that simple. 2 seconds and 1, and the second period ends with Montreal up 5-1. Well, third period of action here in the first of 2 games this season, and Montreal has added to their advantage with 2 here in the second. Yeah,
you know,
it's one of those games.
You know, the kind of season the Blades have had, there's always a positive mojo in that locker room, and sometimes it's hard to maintain that when you're going out losing as many games as they have.
It's a big deficit to overcome, a 5-1 lead for Montreal. We will be back for the third and final period when we come back on Worcester Blades YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back to the third period, a 5-1 lead for the visitors from Montreal. Reminder, tomorrow's game, 12:30 p.m. scheduled start time. Here from Worcester Ice Center, I'm Max Walpuff, joined alongside by Double J, Jeremy Johnson.
Thanks for joining us tonight, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been a rough season for the Worcester Blades, and these are the final home games, the final broadcasts on the Worcester Blades YouTube channel for the season. Worcester coming in 0-24, in danger of the first winless season in league history for any team. This feels like about as good a time as any to tell everyone. I'm retiring at season's end. I have had a change of heart about what I want to do for my career, and I will be attending law school next fall. And with that, I am going to basically have to quit every broadcasting thing I'm doing, this included. So I have 3 offers of admission as of right now. I am not decided on where I want to be, but tonight and tomorrow afternoon will be my final games for the Worcester Blades.
Go to Florida and take on the Sunshine, Max.
Stop it. I can't thank the Worcester Blades franchise enough for what they have been to me for the last 3 seasons. The experience has been invaluable. And truthfully, I have a lot of people to thank. I have a long list, and we'll get to that tomorrow. Puck is down. Let's have some more fun here for the third period of action. Rougeau for La Canadienne. Now finds Daou. Up ahead, who finds LaFour. Couldn't reconnect. And despite the fallen player, Catherine Daou able to make a play and cut off Crossman's exit. Fujimagari still in net for the Worcester Blades. Spun wide by LaFour. 30 seconds gone by here in the third. Fresh sheet of ice. Crossman around a defender. Emerges down the right side of the net. Lost control of the puck. Now Daou. For Lauren Williams. And with Crossman offside, she has to tag up. Melody Daou plays up ahead for Emard. Through a few legs, now Kickham. A minute gone by in the third. Carrie Atkinson. It's a 5-1 lead for Montreal. It's been a lot of action for Montreal's offense. A lot of possession time and a lot of zone time like they have right now. Daou waits. Passes it right back. Back for Daou. Shot broken up by Erin Kickham. Now a 2-on-1 developing here. Chelsea Goldberg has Kickham shot on wide.
Chelsea's got a hard shot, huh, Max?
She does, and Kickham can't keep it at the line. Daou now breakaway chance, wrapped up by Anderson. She scores, though. Melanie Daou all by herself, and she manages to slide it through Fujimagari despite Anderson's back check. Make it 6-1.
Very deflating, huh, Max?
It was deflating when Montreal scored on the first shot of the game. Now Taylor Willard of the University of Vermont. Now up for LaFour. Caitlin Sperling, the lone Worcester goal scorer. And Manuel Blais. Broken up. Sperling. Waits shot on, blocked by Willard. Blade wipes out behind the play. That was Fleming. Held at the blue line for a solid 1 second. Courtney Turner. Now for Sperling. Rebecca Fleming, the Boston native, spins a shot right on for Duchesne to make an easy save. Tracy Ann Levine, and it's dumped in by Williams. Levine manages to get a stick on it to deaden it before it went all the way down for icing. Miller. And 17:20 to go as Stathopoulos falls down to the ice as she's trying to break out with it. Now Greaves delays the attack. Williams, pass broken up. Jolinas, drop pass from Martin, no go. Greaves once more. turning and burning through the right side. Greaves, and through the crease, a kick save for Deschênes. Kicked right back through the crease. Rougeau cleans it up. And this one is the length of the ice for icing. Good luck sorting out who was on the ice last for Montreal. The backup goaltender today for Montreal, as well as tomorrow, I'm going to zoom in on her here, is a woman by the name of Maud Nicole, or Corporal Maud Nicole to everybody else. She was a 13th round draft pick by Montreal this past summer. This is her first appearance in a professional uniform. Maud Nicole, the backup goaltender, I repeat. She was the national champion goaltender in the Canadian Armed Forces League for the last 2 seasons. A 6-1 lead for Montreal, as Nicole is largely just playing door duty to help changing players. Deschênes conceding her first goal in her CWHL career in her 4th game against this franchise and her 4th game in her career. Anderson with it for Worcester. Flip up and in, and Deschênes settles this one down. Out ahead for Bannon. Genevieve Bannon drops it for Hadra. Shot got blocked out of the zone. Montreal must tag up. Taylor Willard. Willard waits. Blue line and down. 6-1 lead. Montreal looking to add to it once more. Willard looking to get open, as does Daou. Willard a shot. Vuja McGarry makes the grab to stop play. Montreal with a win tonight would go to 39 standings points on the CWHL season. As Worcester unable to get it out. Willard. Megan Sperling. Pass ahead again. Montreal playing amazing forecheck defense. Their structure is impeccable and almost unbeatable once they get zone time. Willard's shot goes way wide. Shot well down, and Montreal ruled to have touched it last, so we keep playing. Caitlin Sperling gives it a rough time for Taylor Willard to get out. Daou for Williams. In her skates, she settles it and spins a turnover for Emmanuel Blais. Lafleur, rest of the line coming on now. Now Blais taking off the puck. Turner all the way out, and Sperling went off for a change. It allows Rougeau to come in, cut in with it. Kick save, Vuja McGarry. Rebound kicked out again. A 14-13 minute clip separates us from the end of regulation time. Catherine Daou jumps on it. Down for Blais, shot on. Looking for the tip from Tutino, never got there. Crossman at the boards, crossed up. Stathopoulos finds Greaves. Carries the mail through, and a blocker save for Deschênes. Crashing in hard was Atkinson to keep this one in the zone for Worcester. Atkinson right at the blue line, keeping it alive. Stathopoulos manages to get to the loose puck. And just as soon as it started, the offensive flurry looks to be over, as Jelinas is able to carry it out. Levine. Shot through, and it's blocked to the back wall. 13 minutes and 13 seconds in the third period. 6-1 lead for Montreal. They have scored 3 in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 here so far in the third. DeRoche. And this one is going to draw a penalty for Morgan Turner. Deschênes coming off, extra attacker is not going to get on in time. And a tripping call, Morgan Turner will escort herself into the penalty box. First chance for the power play for Montreal tonight. 15 power play goals on the season and 62 tries. Two-minute power play starts. Guys, what happened to the clock? Oh, there it is. A couple seconds went by and the clock didn't start. So Montreal is going to get a little bit of extra time. They won't need it. Melody Daou scores. Her second of the period. Make it 7-1 for Montreal. There's not a whole lot left to say from our end, and that's part of the reason we're staying silent. As LaFour gets the face-off forward, Turner tried to do the same thing. Williams. A 7-1 lead for a short-handed Montreal team against the Worcester Blades. Now Williams and Caitlin Sperling takes a spill. No call coming as Catherine Daou held her ground. Shoulder save for Fujimagari. And it's held right along the back of the netting. Have to wait to fish it out of there. 11:55 to go in the third period. I'm Max Walpuff, joined by Jeremy Johnson.
Hello, everyone.
That's about as cheery as we've sounded all night.
Pretty much. Rather bleak atmosphere here tonight, Max.
Except if you're the traveling Montreal fans. If you can believe it, this game was tied 1-1 at a time late in the first period. Now with 11 minutes and 30 seconds to go, the result pretty much well in hand for the red, white, and blue. Fujimagari fights off a long shot. She'll have to face a few more here. Taylor Willard waits, shake and bake, now down low again. Jelinas stapled to the boards by Stathopoulos. 11 minutes and 8 seconds to go. The wall again. Cannot get around Taylor Willard, but it does vacate the zone. Montreal must tag up, they do. Bannon. Genevieve is rubbed out along the boards by Taryn Harris. Kick him, and Bannon takes it right from her. Can't get to DeRoche. Morgan Turner. Glove of ahead. Chelsea Goldberg couldn't play that one down to herself. Leaves it instead for Morgan Turner. Her and Goldberg get their signals crossed right as they enter the zone and allow Sarah LaFour to lead the charge up ice again for Montreal. Shoulder save once more for Fujimagari. Nicole Anderson. Bouncing biscuit ends up for LaFour. Goldberg with the takeaway. Goldberg, the Northeastern product, taking in a great season for the Huskies in the college ranks. A top 5 program in the country this year for their women's squad. A save made by Fujimagari. Under 10 to go now in the third. Catherine Daou waits and off the boards. Kept alive for Montreal once more. You okay there, Jeremy?
I'm good.
All right, good. Rebecca Fleming using some speed to get open, and great back check from Daou to cut off her shot. Turner can't get the pass to the blue line for Williams. The Blades must vacate. Deschamps, it hops over her blade. Catherine Daou unable to get it out very far. Sperling can't get it for Fleming, and LaFour spins away with a little bit of help from Emard. the Canadiennes are able to vacate, and Tutino comes away nearly on a breakaway. Williams and now Miller. Now Willard. Shot on, glove save, Fujimagari, and she keeps it for the whistle. 8 minutes and 45 seconds separate us from the end of the game and what is almost sure to be the 36th straight loss for Worcester. The Blades went 1-23-3 with shootout losses last season. This year, they haven't even gone to the extra frame. Tutino blast, and it's stopped by Fujimagari. Rebound, Greaves can't corral it. Willard at the blue line. And now we're at the top of the face-off circle, Stathopoulos, teaming up with some help from Goldberg. They are able to get it out. The Blades are offside here. Crossman doesn't realize it. And she sends a hard hit, but without the Blades even touching the puck, they're going to rule the penalty on Crossman. It takes a special circumstance to call a penalty without a delay.
True.
And they rule it with Crossman here on that interference play. And honestly, Demi, I feel ya. This is frustrating. I know broadcasters sometimes have the reputation of being the stuffy, uphold the reputation of the sport kind of people, but nah, I feel that frustration. Anyway, this lethal power play goes back to work for Montreal. The clock starts on time, so they'll have 2 minutes and only 2 minutes to work. Shot over the crossbar this time. Daou can't get her third in the period. So 16 power play strikes now for Montreal. And this save by Fujimagari is able to get all the way out. The Blades get the short change from the penalty area, and great play by Morgan Turner to break up the entry by Katya Clement-Hadra. Clement-Hadra emerges into screen, and not sure where that pass was going for DeRoche, but held in right at the blue line. Montreal can set up. Bannon. 64 seconds to go, power play time. Now Willard. Down low, switching the field of attack. Wind up and fire, and stick save Fujimagari, and I do mean stick. I think that got the top knob of her stick as she was lunging across to make the save with her right arm. 55 seconds of power play time and 7 minutes total time left in the third period. Now Fujimagari lunges after the loose puck and opts to take another face-off with 50 seconds to go in the power play for Montreal. It's the final countdown on Worcester's home season, and yes, that was a joke about the song that just played. Tomorrow will be their last home game of the season. They'll play one more series against the Toronto Furies up at the MasterCard Center. And as far as home games, this will be the end. Williams, now for Greaves. Greaves throws one cross corner, and a good dump in to send the Blades on a full change. Willard has been out there for most if not all of this power play. I can't remember her coming off the ice. Two Canadiens collide at the blue line. Willard and Tutino, as Tutino takes a look at her left skate. And she is laboring off the ice, but that is the end of the power play. Toe save Fujimagari. The rebound is still loose, and from her knees, a little help from Carrie Atkinson to get it out. Turner, her exit is blocked. And now with 5:48 to go, spin and shoot for Martin is stopped. This puck bounces off the linesman because of course it does. 5:36 to go. Atkinson's looking to spring Goldberg. Blades are just trying anything to spark some measure of offense, and it's just not working right now. Goldberg. Goldberg can't get into the offensive end. Switch it up again for Harris. They'll flip it in now. Daou is all alone. Goldberg to her with the forecheck. Morgan Turner. Pass manages to get back for her. Anderson got around a defender. Daou with the swim, able to kick it back out. Big save, Fujimagari once more. Hickey. Now finds Turner. Gets it for Crossman, who delays, and will switch away from the bench side. Flip it right into the gloved hand of Daou. Delayed icing call is washed out. We keep going. 4:20 to go in the third. Backhand flip, not going to be strong enough to get out this time. Montreal keeping it alive in the offensive zone. Willard. With 4 minutes to go. Allard can't pull the trigger. Montreal largely just playing keep away right now. Bannon, and it escapes the zone. Montreal must get out. They do, and they're right back in. DeRoche waits, whiffs on one pass, finds it for Willard, who has some room to blast it wide of Fujimagari. Game is more taken on the pace and feel of a spirited scrimmage rather than a regular season game. Montreal has already clinched a playoff spot, one of the four. Them and Calgary, as Fujimagari pounces on a loose puck to make another stop with 3:22 to go. Markham, Shenzhen, and Toronto are the only teams left to have either clinched their destiny. Markham and Shenzhen are tied at 27 points for third, with Markham currently occupying the third spot on tiebreaker. Fleming, hard collision with Levine. Take away the puck. While falling, able to get the pass away. Now Fleming, and now Carrie Atkinson from her feet this time. Unable to get it out. Levine, a shot on, save for Fujimagari. The rebound, she covers or tries to, and is able to get her body on top of it. Two minutes and 52 seconds separate us from the final score. The Blades' final home game will be tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 p.m. Broadcast can be found right here. The Blades able to get it out of the zone, puck rolling and near the crease of Deschênes before Rougeau swoops in and grabs it. Held in here, Goldberg, some racetrack here. Goldberg a backhand on. First shot Deschênes has seen in quite a while. Tutino one-on-one with Megan Sperling. Tutino cuts in, Sperling with the poke check. .2:13 to go. Play for Lafour, and Fujimagari stops the play before Tutino could get her stick to it. There are a lot of questions to be answered for the Worcester Blades before the start of next season. There are still 3 games to be played and 2 minutes and 8 seconds of this one. But a winless first 25 is how it's going to look here for the Blades as they start building here in Worcester. Anderson knifing through the defense, and Deschênes makes a nice glove save. Under 2 to play now. Hey Jeremy, can you do me a favor? What time is it?
It is 10:33.
Oh, Gewalt. That means I'm not going to get home until past midnight, and I'll have to call a hockey game 12 hours later. Sounds like fun.
What do they say? No rest for the wicked?
Last I checked, I wasn't that wicked. Now, Martin, as we keep making jokes here as we're under 2 minutes to go.
That's about all we can do right now.
Well, 7-1 games may be great if you're the team that's in the lead, but they're also rather boring because the result is in hand by the final 90 seconds, like we are in right now. I still remember the New York Mets broadcasters once just read the media guide. Another shot on, another save for McGarry, while the Nationals were blowing their doors out 25-4 in a game. Greaves, and we do appreciate the tweets that we've been getting with everybody's pets for our Twitter account. Thank you for brightening our day with some of your smiling pets. We saw some bunnies, saw some dogs, some cats, we saw a couple of rats. Hey, you do you, man. You do you. Shannon Hickey, first to the biscuit, taken off by Durocher. Kick him, up ahead, now the Blades, 3-on-2 if they hurry. Sperling has the lone goal for Worcester in what feels like ages ago. Hard collision with Hickey and Bannon results in no arms raised. 3-on-1 here for Montreal. Lafleur cutting in to the front. McGarry makes not one but two saves to keep it 7-1. Shannon Hickey, backhand it for Caitlin Sperling. Underneath the blade of Rebecca Fleming as we hit the final 10 seconds. What began as a promising weekend for Worcester is just business as usual for Montreal as they win their 19th game of the season. 7-1 is your final score. Well, our final game of the home half of the 2018-19 season will be tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 p.m. We do hope you join us there. It will be my final game for the Worcester Blades. I again can't thank you, the fans. I can't thank this organization enough for 3 great seasons of work as a volunteer my first year, a broadcaster the last 2, and as the teams line up for handshakes to an applause from the crowd. This was close for one period, but Montreal just pulled away in the second and added to it in the third.
Yes, they did. The Blades are going to skate to center and salute their fans.
Yeah. This was a difficult one to watch. Well, thank you for joining us once more. Our final home game will be tomorrow afternoon. We hope to see you then. Meanwhile, for Jeremy Johnson, I'm Max Walpa. For all of us with the Worcester Blades, thank you and have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon.